exceptionally difficult, even if Boss was able to find an angle here or there. See if Locke can live up to the expectations that that Kana set down. But maybe the Boulder Bear will have a little bit of a bit of action on the top side. Overall, 5 minutes in, 700 gold lead for the side of GX, as Jun just barely able to make away from the initiative. But it's that's just a big old ulti. 2 members hit. One of them just a clone. Doesn't matter too much. Ends up being a pretty decent gold lead. So smooth sailing so far. Not the early game lead I think Los Ratones were hoping to find with picks like the Corki. But as you said, with the Braum, getting through the laning phase is always going to be a bit of a struggle.
I think top lane though is where I have my eyes, and I'm a bit worried.
Wallace, knock back, flash forward. Finally going to ulti there. Dan, first blood. There he goes.
Veli is there, but he can't do anything. It's just a solo bolo. Veli goes in though, while we're also fighting on board.
A little bit more damage on the Jun. That's going to be the kill back. Brownie firing in return.
Brownie takes matters into his own hands here and just kills Jun under his turret.
It's been too long since Vedius put on a costume and dressed up. I forgot the rules.
Brownie might be in trouble here. He has no teammates around him, no
Does
flash.
have cleanse.
He's dead.
Bapped out already. Really nowhere for him to go. Cleanse for very little, but at least gets one back in return. Loses out on the way, but grabs his second kill.
Not a terrible trade for him. He's going to lose some of the minions as struggles against range and getting kited. And then leaving this Gnar open, which I think also just works so well with the Giant X draft. But Los Ratones want the Drake.
Flash, immediate change CC, follow-up is there. Nemesis able just barely to walk out as the layering was not lost. Looks like Jun is going to fall as well. Velia continuing to spin, but it's Lot on the flank doing a lot of damage. Another ulti to come out, Reckless to fall as well. A double kill for Noah. Initially did not look that bad, but when the rest of GX arrived. Yeah, and that is the difference in resources.
GG, guys. I'm good.
Okay. Fair enough. Confident.
Oh, wait, Nemesis.
Hold that thought.
It's not GG yet.
Jackie's caught out.
Hey, no, it's not GG yet.
Oh. That was a bit premature. See Velia.
Velia should know that he's been spotted. His boss here might be in trouble.
Maybe not dead. Lot doesn't want to fully commit. Volibear can be quite deceptively tanky. The all-in happens on the bottom side. They want to delete Velia, and they're going to get exactly what they want. Crownie on the way out. The Q3 coming in. Snapback is there. Isma wants to finish the kill and will finally grab it. Noah just now getting involved as Isma tanks the tower. Looks like he's going to live. No, Reckless. At the very least gets one back, but this is, it's disastrous. Of Gnar, if you're playing against him, and you don't really beat Mini, and Mega kind of just gets to throw you away, so.
Velia might be in trouble here again.
Velia now going to keep spinning. Reckless going for the multi-man knockup. The initial damage not quite there as Jun is able to make it out, but a lot of damage blocked by Reckless. Velia getting the heal to make his way out to safety. Nemesis off to the side. Pushback is there, but it's too late. Jackie's grabbing another. GX content to just grab. Imagine he's just going to continue to auto-attack.
And then kill him.
Just clipped.
Yeah, that's rough. As we see here, Noah is getting engaged on by Velia, but as soon as that happens, he ultis onto Nemesis and takes him down with the help of Jackie's. And then after that, there's no fight to be had for Los Ratones.
Oj, samma kullen upp. Ja, det sladderorvet.
All right, we're going to need a paternity.
It's a very difficult spot for Los Ratones to play. I mean, the problem was that Bowser's TP was so late, so...
And there was no coming back.
Yeah.
That was literally 10 years ago. As Crownie might be dead. He's going to cleanse, but he's just got nowhere to go. Isma grabs the kill. GX find another 5k advantage.
But then you just queue out. Then you can see that Giant X are not scared in the slightest as they start off the Nash here. But this could be Los Ratones' chance.
Velia on the way.
Redemption.
7k. They're going too slow.
Fast.
They're going way too slow.
It's GG.
Yep.
It's gone.
It's already gone.
Yeah. Well, that really feels like the last
bit of damage there. Crownie can cover, but only 2.5 items. Staying. Well, Q3 crew just happy to get a decent chunk there. Again, costing Isma a bit of health, but still quite tanky.
Yeah, they get the tier 2 here. Lot getting even more gold into his pocket. As Nemesis is trying to push on his own, he's going to be able to get at least a few plates on his tier 2 bot. Probably not going to be able to take
anything over the course of this season, is it takes 2 games for Los Ratones to adapt. It was 2 games to J4 before they swapped out of that one. Hold that thought, there's a TP.
Oh, wow.
I don't think this is going to be great. Boss! What is he? Why did he have no HP? Bro, what? He's a bigger fan of Noah's Kai'Sa than I am. What was that?
That We're gonna need a replay there.
I think he panicked minimap TP to get away top lane. I just have to assume.
Yeah, like but they don't have the tools to really ever start a fight.
2-3. Jackie's just out of range as boss goes in. Protobell back. Immediate ulti, a little bit more damage. Entirely marked, but he might live. The casters! Oh, he survives.
Jackie's there misplayed a little bit, missed the Q3, but you can
Crowning
see now.
away.
Oh, look.
Going long eye. This might not work out very well. No, they're gonna just get knocked to the wall. No, you're finally gonna go in. Lock gets one. He's still living. No!
It's so tragic. I think Giant are just gonna end the game very
I mean, Lot stocks are doing good right now. That's all
true.
I'll say. Lot stocks are doing well. GX, from start to finish, doing pretty dang well. One or two kind of oopsie daisies in the death department, but overall, it's just been a slaughter. My God. Jackie's on the Q3 ready to go.
Very dominant game from Giant with Noah. Kills Velia in his own base as they're going for the bounce
Continuing
as well.
to go for a little bit more. The Bao's finding a stun. Jun might die. No, he's still living.
I mean, Giant are just playing with them as they're going to take the Nexus towers here.
You know, we were optimistic about Los Protones. That's a huge one, but there's not a lot in there. Just, yeah. Good job, GX. But sometimes you come in, you know, you level up for week 2, and it's a massive difference. And sometimes you show up and you are one half of the coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb team. And I'm telling you right now, they were not the bomb. GX, though, taking down Los Protones. Smooth fashion.
Yeah.
Fastest game of the split, 24 minutes.
That was fast. I mean, it was a really dominant game, and I think it should put some of the Giant X haters a bit to rest, I think, that were saying that they should be 0-3, because that was a great game by them. And especially by Noah, Isma, and Jackie's, and Lot as well. I mean, to be honest, they were
Playing mid lane, of course, a little bit of a different story. It'll depend on how comfortable Camilo is in the Azir versus Akali matchup.
yeah, definitely a really hard out-scaling draft here for Navi. KCB does have...
Yeah, again, German, a very linear champion, but
This is a very greedy play by LEC here to not cover his bot lane. We'll see if it pays out.
Mark Prime walking in. Flash gets the double root! The follow-up there. First blood. Hazel can now move in and look for the root of his own to try to kick things off. Instantaneous root. The follow-up, and that's 2 kills on the bottom side for KCB. The heal won't quite get Yukino out. So there's going to be 1 back.
A bit
So a single misstep from someone in this bottom lane, and they can just get run down. Relech on the way in. Yukino. Initial stack of the Dark Blade does hit. Flag Drag forces Paris back. Hazel has good setup to get the root onto Relech. Poby now on the way, but Relech is getting damn low. Slow comes from some. Hazel burning through ammo pretty quickly. Next swap over will be the white gun, so the all-in threat does just continue to grow. Here's on the top side. Major ignited and now in trouble. Tau, quick flash out. Solo Bolo on the top side. We were the Rumble early pick paying off as they are able to punish and get that solo kill on top of a decent CS lead, even if Mantra does now have a little bit of MR. Bot lane going well. It does make a lot of things very hype, as you can see Prime using the clone for a bit extra vision. Tau might be in trouble, forced to flash away. Relech on the way up.
Yukino is here though, if Tau can buy time.
4 seconds on the equalizer. Tau just needs to stay relatively healthy. Full stack Q on Decimating Smash, now overheating, doing a heck of a lot of damage. Relech trying to get out, but he burns to the ground! Yukino's here. Does he have the damage? Yeah, he's gonna walk him down as the Conqueror. Yeah, he's gonna work through that health bar. Major knows there's nothing he can do. Focused instead on just clearing the wave. KCB completely outplaying off. It was the Ignite up against the Aatrox, which I think stops so much of that effective healing. Yeah. Now KCB set up for their second Drake of the game. Relech on the way in. Objective getting lower, and they managed to steal it away. Well played by Relech. The knockup coming in, though, from Prime, and Camilo now into the backside, but he's going to get pushed back by Poby. Relech, Paris, Poby, all trying to push a little bit forward on the Hazel. Terrible guns for a fight from Hazel, but the snare coming in just in time, alongside the flash. Make sure he can at least get it out.
Poby as well, as he's starting to become one of the main characters in this game.
Yeah, and Tau, again, where so much of that gold advantage is. The rest of the team otherwise really, really even. The good news is Hextech Gunblade finally finished for Camilo as Equalizer popped on the top side. Relech Q flash back going in. Good damage coming in now that the Ignite is not in the picture. Hazel trying to follow up with an ulti of his own, but Paris there to keep the CC going. Red-white, though, means Hazel might be able to do a little bit of work here. However, the Scion's too tanky. The CC is too much, and just like that, Navi even it up. That would be wild commentary.
That's true.
Prime. And up, Relech will get caught here, taking their time, making sure they layer the CC effectively. Relech able to dash out for a second. Sundered Sky almost keeps him standing as Poby lays down the Ember's Divide. Yukino will now Tau get cut down as Poby is on a killing spree. Good turn to make it a 1-for-1. Jungle for jungle.
Yeah, great flash. Oh, I think Camilu's in trouble. He has
That's
no
going to be
crowd.
tough. X flash over the wall. Darkened Blade to follow. Camilu barely able to make it out of the range of the Infernal Chains. Dashing through with the ulti to try to escape. E over. R2 to make it out. Perfect backing and brushes, I think, is the lesson that we've learned. Is Yukino, as you said, will eventually just take down the objective.
It's going to be a tower for Drake trade here, as they're also sieging onto this mid tower with the Herald. It's pretty healthy, so I would be surprised, but this could be a good
Prime
try.
flash forward, 3-man engage. The follow-up coming in from the Rumble as well, but the targeting not quite perfect. Enough to lock up Han Sam-D. Right, Relech also backing away. Mainter caught in the cataclysm. Camille off to the side. How much damage he can be able to do? Paris finally dropping, but Hazel, importantly, completely untouched. The Aphelios unleashing in that fight. Mainter dropping down.
I mean, Prime is...
Question mark pings abound as Prime wants to move down to the bottom lane. Initial slow there onto Poby. The Rylai's to push back into Relech and Tau. That is definitely not what he was looking for. The Ignite's still ticking. Paris now on the way. 3 members stacking up onto Relech. The healing coming in. He's going to get the reset on the ulti, and now he's running for his life. Umbral dashed out. Darkened Blade almost ready to go, but the Sundered Sky healing tops him right back up. Yukino, it's not what you want! He hadn't procced it on you yet! You're just feeding him autos. At least they get Paris the root.
It's not going to be enough to take Relech. And now Hazel is forced to stay bot lane here, as Samdi will get this mid tower, but Yukino, I don't think he can actually kill Relech here, since he still has another Sundered Sky proc.
Yeah.
And Samdi is moving.
Yukino trying to get tricky though. There. Goes back over. Yukino, you're getting too weird with the movement.
Oh, maybe he can flag and drag over.
Flag and drag over. Swippy swap. He's just trading places, but now Hazel's waiting the rush, and they can definitely kill Relech.
Bro, both junglers are kind of having fun with it, but it's
Version of the game from the past. Yeah, sure, bro.
yeah, but the national class MR, so
Okay.
the Seer's also doing it slower.
Okay, fair. So now we've got a Sion coming down the mid lane. Mainter looking to find his man. Gets the initial slow onto Tau. Yukino whips the flag and drag. Combo goes in. Navi happy to have Tau. Know that the flash is gone. Camilu's going to respond by split pushing on the top side of the map. Vision to try to turn that into a salvageable fight. Mainter, forced to flash away from Yukino's ult. As the objective again has been started. Samdi off on the side. Engage going in though for Paris. Yukino still relatively healthy. Prime flash in, another 3-man ulti to kick things off. Aphelios ulti as well. Poby marked up, about to fall down, but he just barely manages to live. Hazel with the tower set up over the wall, but they'll burst it down instantly. Yukino doing his best to survive, but it's just not enough. The kills have started coming through, and it's Relech once again to take over the fight. A triple kill for Samdi. Navi dominating.
Relech is the world ender, and he's ending KCB's dreams in this one. It was such a fantastic engage from Prime, but there's just not enough follow-up. Camilu doesn't have the damage to take out Poby. Nobody. I mean, I guess this is a match that, as Navi, you really want to be
Prime. Poby goes golden. Should set up a guaranteed route, or just about, but Prime's going to give his life as Samdi now unstoppable. Wanted to make that creative fast play, but it is going to cost him his life as Mainter tries to get the pressure down in the mid lane. This Baron will be pretty big for the side of Navi, especially as they now have 3 Drakes as well. I imagine the member already down that they start to break open the inhib line. Hardest thing though is for Camilu. Again, there's so much MR here.
Yeah.
He's just not doing much as Navi will break open the base of KCB.
Feels like Navi now can just push towards ending. At least getting to inhib. Mainter is so tanky, they can't make a play on him. Poby just has so much damage in range. So they're gonna back off after they get this bot inhib.
Wave coming in, 17 seconds left on the Baron power play, just a little bit awkward. You know, 15 seconds less at KCB probably could have held this tower, but that last wave does make all the difference.
Crucially, there's no flash on Samdi, as Prime was able to burn that in the last fight.
Relech?
Damage
Worst
from
of
Hazel.
all.
Yo, what happened to Prime's HP bar? How did he get... He just
I don't know. I
died.
missed that context. Is Mainter?
That's
No.
not flash, but
Mainter maybe not the target you want to engage on. The rest of the team here getting pretty quickly.
Hazel, big damage.
Hazel, good damage, good
Big damage
follow-up.
to
Mainter down, Paris is just getting burned. Mainter drops, as does Paris.
Okay, Apelos. Big damage. Love to see it.
3 items and the Inferno.
Navi.
What is a melee?
Just play super slow here, waiting for those inhibs to do their work.
They have double TP. If KCB overcommit here, it's only sole point. Tau on the flank. Camilo off to the side. TP going for Poby. Poby's going to try to end the game. They need to immediately win this fight on the side of KCB or they're going to lose it here. Stun onto Hazel. TP back from Camilo. He has to win the individual 1v1 as Hazel keeps this fight going because the Drake is already down. Poby might fall, but Navi have secured the soul. He won't. He gets the 1-for-1. So damn close. But at the end of the day, Navi get the soul. They get what they wanted. KCB traded up. They traded a member. KCB eventually are going to be forced to respond, and that's when they'll start the objective.
Yeah, Nash is going to be going over to Navi here. I really think KCB has to drop this.
On back, Prime, initial knockup is just not going to happen. Too much damage. Deleting the support of KCB before he can get much done is Yukino finally going to fall here. Objective marked, but down it goes. Navi taking the Baron. Very likely this is their victory. Tau there as well, but they just don't have the wave clear. Ulti goes down, Paris. Spots out Camilo, flash forward, Somdi burning! Somdi gonna drop Camilo now, going all in on Poby! What's happening? Camilo just going! Coming alive in the final moments, the Relich has too much healing, Hazel completely untouched, mates are eventually going to fall! Navi a little bit over-eager and it's gonna cost them, KCB turning, it's a TP down to the bottom side, it might just be!
They can play for it.
It's gonna be okay, Jack, it's gonna take a breath.
Okay, they're gonna get the inhibitor.
Okay.
Paris is up, Somdi up in 5. They're not gonna play for the end, are they? Don't play for the end. You guys
I think they're gonna play for the end.
Don't play for the end. You guys can end.
Prime pretending to be a minion.
Oh no, they're gonna play for the end.
ready.
No, guys, run away. You can't end.
Plus you opposite proc on Prime. Paris, heal, ready to go. Relet starting things off. That's the ulti back. Hoping for the moment. Flash from Prime, only going to connect to the one. Hazel hoping to find a decent ulti angle, but here comes main. He really hasn't been able to do much damage at all yet. The CC is beautiful. The Aphelios falls, dies. The dreams of KCB cut short. They wanted to end it. They felt like it was their only option, but Navi was not about to let that happen.
And KCB, they found so many miracles, but they fall at the final hurdle with the desperation to try to finish the game. As now Navi, after a hard-fought, back-and-forth fist fight, will take down the Nexus.
They're taking their sweet time, though. He's clearing the minions
this
first.
This time is not doing too much damage.
I gotta say, a banger of a game.
Yeah.
Navi, well fought. KCB had him in the early game. Navi mounting an excellent comeback. Full control in the later stages to pick up their 3rd win on the LEC stage.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
And I think you can see a lot of the raw power on these rookies, on this KCB lineup. You can see that the macro isn't quite there, some of the decision-making. I think it was pretty clear that they shouldn't have went for the end.
They felt like they it was 2 minutes and 30 to the next objective.
Yeah, but I think you should kind of feel after you win a fight when they have Nash plus Soul that you can actually win the game.
Yeah.
They won a fight 3v5 with Nasher and Soul. Go out, you have not really many ranged options that are great with Aphelios. You could have went for the Lulu. I think maybe the Lulu would have maybe made more sense, as you then have even greater scaling for this Aphelios. But with
if a Lantern play comes through, Lantern flash play, classic play. It's like we're back in Season 2. The hook connecting as well. Well played from Sten. That's the root follow up on the Graviton, and down they go for first blood. Team Heretic time. Well, it's already taken a bit of time. We're approaching the end of that particular time. But this is a big commitment of resources. Sheo's kind of just, partially because he's playing Mundo, but just wandered into 2 objectives now.
Yeah.
Pick those up. The gold's so close. Saren wants to go for the solo bolo. Flickback does hit, but it's enough damage to finish the job. Bro, Saren.
In a great early lane by Tracen thus far, keeping it completely equal up against the Ignite Rumble.
Sheo blocks some initial damage. Ice looking for the root there. Is going to mark him with the Calibrum. Has the follow-up if he wants to root Fleshy instead, turning his sights towards Lintus. Humanoid on the way in. Sheo already ulted, healing up a lot of health, forcing the flash out from Sten. Sten not sure when he has the Lantern, but waiting as long as he can. Hook connects on the Humanoid, but Lintus already there with the Cyclone. Good damage from Saren, wants to keep the fight going. Ice looking to snipe, but doesn't quite connect. Lantern in, but Ice knocked up for a second and won't be able to do anything else. Did already use the ulti, as you're right, Team Heretics getting the dragon. We'll start to retreat now.
Oh, Humanoid is looking to ult here on the Sten, no flash. That's the plan.
Blast Cone is still going to get stunned. Flick still going to connect. Sten likely to go down here. Nice little pick from the side of Vitality. The Team Heretics want to turn into a bigger fight because Ice is ready to absolutely pop off. Carzy caught off to the side. Carzy now set to fall. The Mikhail's coming in, but it's not quite enough. Healing there as Saren wants to get the job done, but he manages to get the execute.
Oh my God.
The reset is there. Vitality take another life.
Team Heretics are looking to continue chasing with Tracen. on the run. Really wanted to kind of cheese and start the Herald while Vitality was based, but now Lince is the one starting Herald. Sten has the hook. Lince's?
Lantern pulling back. He can't go anywhere. Oh,
He did.
that's a very sad monkey. No. Oh no.
I liked what Lince was doing, stopping Sheo from starting.
Rise so mobile.
Oh, Humanoid might be in trouble here. I think they can just
Oh,
tank
the
this
beefy
tower.
boys are here. The flash, the wall, but there's no CC for the Mundo.
Good flash ulti there by Humanoid to get.
Gonna get a decent amount of damage in on the top side, but Vitality are double dipping here. They protect top side as well as go for the Drake. Sten tries to make a joke about Ant-Man. We're fine.
Well,
We're all good.
they're making a play on mid lane.
And it might not have mattered. See, he doesn't have the ulti, but it might not matter because Humanoid is here. The flick back onto Ice is there. They didn't even need the ulti.
He's not getting $1 billion. He did. As they move up to the Nash, they have
It might cost them dearly, but Trayson really cannot walk in. They don't have a mid wave in their favor. TP now coming from Trayson to group with the rest of the team. But again, Kalista should make this relatively easy to pseudo smite secure with the Ren. 4K getting lower. Trayson knocked into the wall. 2K on the objective. They managed to grab it. The initial ult is there. Good damage now coming through. Swiss manages to make it out courtesy of the McHales. Team Heretics just in time to watch the Baron fall. Well played by Vitality.
Yeah, beautiful secure there by Carsey and Lince to sync up the smite and the Ren. But Sheo is face checking it.
Sheo?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Talk to me about that timeline, Doctor Strange. What are we cooking now?
Someone check him, please. And they get the second Drake as well. Not bad,
Drake
not
big.
bad.
Tied up 2-2 in terms of overall Drakes. Take the seismic shove from Humanoid. Both sides really just fishing and taking turns setting up that vision.
Yeah. Looking on this next mid wave here, as Nako has a
Nako.
good flank.
Waiting. Some damage onto Saren. Realm Warp, he's forced to flash away. Saren completely and totally isolated. He's moving fast, but not fast enough. A nice pick from Team Vitality. The rest of Team Heretics now backing away.
Now they're going to be looking to start up the Nash once again. A great pick onto Saren there. He gets caught out.
I think that's a caster curse from you, Mr. Spectra. Team Heretics, 4 members in the area. Ice still very powerful. And Baron again shredding armor and MR. Back to what it used to be. So they have to respect Ice's potential ult. The hook coming in from Ice. Pull back is there initially. Massive damage from the Aphelios. Now looking to turn it back, goes the hostile takeover. Ice flashing right in! The double! Looking for a little bit more. Sheo continuing just to run full sprint at Humanoid. Sidesteps on the briefcase are decent, but Ice is ready. Sten is ready. Pulls through! Penta for Ice!
Hey, that's the Aphelios, baby!
That's 200 years right
He's
there.
scaled up. You'll love to see it. As now Team Heretics are striking back in this game. Ice with the pentakill. They're gonna get the Baron Nasher. They're gonna look for the...
Icing on the cake, as is the pentakill.
Penta, 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 penta.
Straight to the point. Clean, efficient communication. Penta, 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 penta. That man knew what he wanted. And didn't have a cleanse. He had the McHales, courtesy of Sten. So love to see a little bot lane synergy.
Oh, I thought it was the QSS, but it was a perfectly timed McHales, actually.
Pretty nice
Very
grab.
well played by Stan. Very well played.
6-1-1 now. 3.5k gold lead. Ruh-roh.
Oh,
Deo,
Carsey.
though, one person who really cannot fight this Kalista is Mundo. Look at all those oh, never mind. That was like 500 spears. That did not do a lot of damage.
I mean, Vitality's base is getting shattered, though, while all of this is happening. And Ryze could even look to ulti the minions into their base here, as Sheo is just buying so much time. The minions are being ulted in.
They just
This
want to
might
end the
just be
game.
GG.
Ice, really good guns for a fight. If they dive onto him, it might cost them, but they're going to try to force it anyway. They managed to the initial flick back into Ice, but he gets out with the power of the Lantern, and again, Sten just barely keeping his 80 carry alive. Siege on the base, double recall as they manage to take out Sheo in the mid lane. Team Heretics can't afford to stick around too long. But looks like Humanoid is dead! Double kill there. Q4, Q3, Nako, nice sidestep forward. Sendo hits the hook, and that might just be it. Fletchy is here. Carsey ready to make the difference. The flash forward. Wants to keep the fight going, but Trayson isolates him. Looks to knock him down. A sidestep, a quadra, a second penta. A second penta. To back. Ice, baby. Team Heretics bringing it home.
Oh my god, a back-to-back pentakill for Ice. Oh, Team Heretics is back, Aphelios is back. Oh my goodness, Crit is back. Beautiful, beautiful positioning by Ice and great support play by Sten. My goodness. They turned it on in the last few minutes.
Yeah, they did. That was some really impressive stuff. Making the most out of.
They've got the Karma poke as well, and Karma only facilitates that because that bonus movement speed she provides with the shield means that she can, you can see how the speed, shield, regen, pots available to him. Skumon now, she's setting his sights on mid lane.
He's going in deep as well. He wants to get the push out in this mid wave. Flicked back though. Where's the response? He has none. He's slowed down, and if Nuke flashes now, he knows he's dead. He still takes it anyway. To be matched, no. Caps hits him from afar. The threaded volley for first blood.
A nice, easy gank from Skumon, set up by...
Great. Flick again. Sidestep, or rather step back from Nuke, as Bukado's in the near as well. Labrov sets up and wants to engage, but there's going to be a 3v2 before long. So for G2, as their junglers now getting engaged upon, the fight pursues. Trimby's looking for an angle as Caps is low on mana. He's just run onto it with a shifting sand. Flash is committed. Trimby gets a tether, kept in place. Nuke stands and delivers for a piercing blow. It's 1-for-1.
The supports make their presence known in the mid. Thanks to the push that Caps has in mid. Means that he's the one with the advantage. Smite secured, level 6 as well. This crab is super important because of that level 6 it gives.
Instant Cataclysm. Instant Cataclysm comes out. Bukata flushes out of it, goes forward instead. Cap's threaded volley is just helping out, poked from afar. Emperor's divided, Skumon flashes and matches, and here's Labrov. A turn from G2, Shifters overconfident there as the Weaver's Wall cuts off any chance of escape, and now Trimby has nowhere to go. Labrov will get the follow-up, and Han Sama will get the double kill.
Build advantages make it very difficult for the Kai'Sa and the Rakan to lane. Well, the Kai'Sa has a gold. The Kai'Sa has 2 kills.
It's not go well.
Yeah, it's sniffs it out. I mean, I pretty much sees it happening.
He sees it, but he wants to get nearby. Caps is hovering though. 4 members of G2 still here, and even Bukado, as he puts the ward down, he gets caught out with the seismic shove, a threaded volley, and an easy engage. Cataclysm down, and there goes Bukado right into the ground. You can't do anything, and bot is still an interesting proposition as G2 layer the wall down, and Cap getting in for the engage. Down he goes as Trimby sets up, flashes away, but he cannot escape. Now it's up to Paddock to survive in the 1 versus 4. Han Summer takes a turret shot, so even with the barrier, maybe Paddock gets something here. The auto's out, and it's all he needs. A shutdown finally. Taking on the world is this big duck, but how can he do it? 1 versus 3, has to kite around a missing shot that misses Arcane Shift timed well, but a shove means he can no longer move. Caps will make it a trade, but my lord, did Paddock try.
He really...
Start thinking about it, Vedi. We've got 1 item here on Nuke, and Paddock now with his Trinity Force just completed in the recent phase. No Manamune makes me question as Labrov might be called out, turns into engage. TP follow-up as well. Bukata is in the mix here, and he's gotten down to half HP already with the shove back as well. It's going to go even further. First the fire, then the flames, and G2 bring it in all over again onto Paddock. The range is enough, but where are the kills from Shifters? There are none. Caps gets close to dying as Skumon thinks about angle number 2. And G2 have just moved to 5,000 gold on the next dragon with ease. Shifters walk up. There we go, a perfect engage. Lay it up. No movement for the Shifters. They got sticky keys.
4 quick kills for G2 as they just rip apart Shifters in the middle lane. Rooster has no TP. There's no way for him to follow up. But that Broken Blade TP to create a numbers advantage. Bukado's G2 don't leave, and we're back in action.
We are indeed, but Caps gets the stun up. Flash for flash, Nuke doesn't find anything. Threaded volley is good damage again. Nuke knows he has to get out of there, and at 1v2, Caps is holding strong with Ghost now active. Hang on. Oi, sidestep imminent, needed. Nuke, 1 shot away from dying. Bukado now steps up to the plate, but I don't think he wants to. Skumon's on the way, doesn't have flash, but he has a flag, and he can drag. Right on with the chilling smite. Bukado's getting some movement speed, but he flashes away from the Cataclysm as the rest of G2 are on the way. A long way to go, but I think it's going to be a quick route to the base instead. He does get a trade onto Labrov, but Hans gets out in time. A 1-for-1. The Shifters get caught again.
I mean, I like the idea from Shifters. You just have to go fight in mid lane. The items in mid and AD were basically identical. The items are not identical anymore.
Unsummer ulti onto Paddock. Now, we can talk about items in a second because Paddock's about to get solo killed. However, there's a bit of help from Shifters. So now Hansama's on an island. Trimby knows. Flash away, forced away, and a mystic shot. Paddock is taking the play, but blocked by Caps, the hero from the mid lane. We start clapping. Paddock is still looking for that angle, but he doesn't.
And then you start setting your sights on Baron.
How clean it is right now. Skumon's looking for a pick onto Paddock. He has flash, he has everything. Labrov burns his, and then Paddock in response. Caps now comes into the mix as well. The shove connects, and he has no chance. Caps on a killing spree. And this is
part of his responsibility is to be that face checker alongside Rooster, but looking for fights in the early game in the way that they did and just not respecting the control that G2 had led to him getting punished multiple times, but here's Rooster.
Maybe a chance on the Hans Sama. He's in trouble, pulls out that killer instinct. This is Cassante stuff, but Lebrov's going to find him right before he hatches. Hans Sama gets another one now. We look for Bakata as Lebrov looks for another engagement. Skewmon by his side as well. Left side of your fight is Broken Blade, killing Trimby, and G2 killing the rest. A true shot barrage from downtown matters not. Next Dragon, more blood, more gold. This is G2's map.
As the tower will be cut off from support. I mean, slow and steady wins the race, as they say.
Oh, he found Paddock now. Cataclysm or what? He's waiting. He is waiting. He does indeed do some damage. With that big flag, he does a lot. Cataclysm down. Paddock's thinking, maybe I can. With Redemption, he was close, but Skewmon just solo killed the enemy AD carry. Nuke is coming in to get some revenge. But with the shutdown now and the hot pot down, it's Broken Blade who's turned into the ring. He flashes away, and I think G2 are playing with them a bit. 4 members of Shifters are here. And Broken Blade are hard. Someone think, what if? True. Presses Q, maybe heals Broken Blade or Caps. Hell, even Hans Summer, it's all good. Bruce is going to approach. So, right here in front of them, Lebrov with an angle, the quickness to get 3,000 assists. He's already hit pretty much everyone. Even if he dies, and he's close to. The battle dance that runs out. Shifters are doing okay, but Paddock dead on the rim. You get to kill in response. Trimby somehow alive. Hang on a minute. Shifters doing better than they would have thought at 10,000 gold disadvantage, but Skewmon's going to do it himself. Nuke steps up, but the problem is this Jarvan is unleashed with a big hot pot behind him. A double over, and I'm pretty sure Lebrov must have done it there.
G2 just barely navigate their way through the fight. Shifters put up a strong resistance to the G2 engage as Lebrov finds a beautiful flank.
Oh, he's one short, Betty.
He's still one short.
He's one short of 3,000.
He died
the last kill expired with
right.
The Shifters, another inhib, and I guess they choose to fight at the Nexus turret.
I mean, they're going to be forced to fight the last-ditch effort. Rooster stacking up his Q3. He's got it. Skewmon goes in.
We go Equalizer down as well. Skewmon sent back with the all-out. He's got a GA available, though. He still gets his engage off, and he's tanking the turret. Slow to go down while the rest of the fight continuing behind the Nexus turret. Rooster doesn't get a flip back, so Broken Blade survives for now. The engage again, the Cataclysm out, and a double to Hans Summer. He's picking up all the kill credit this game. As Broken Blade's dealing with Bruce, you can see Paddock is a one-man army. Hans Summer going to pull out the killer instinct, but with his lethal tempo, Shifters stand no chance. G2, this is the team we wanted to see and expect here at the start of week 2.
A very strong performance from G2 from start to finish. Picking apart and punishing Shifters in the early game. Sub 30-minute win still, and an overall fantastic performance from them. Shifters, I mean, we didn't really get to see a lot from them.
Not at all, because it was a quick game.
You can, of course, vote for your player of the game based on that performance. I mean,
There's just Sarah comes in there. Maybe she's going full lethality with the ult, like right.
I mean, I feel like wouldn't have something like a Kai'Sa made more sense in the context of this comp?
Yeah,
but has to be very careful. Yike doing the correct thing of just covering, but Mickey's made his way over. Busio here as well.
Here we go. Let's turn into a 3v3 with the dredge line and the narrow down. Busio is getting close as Leader's actually the one taking a bit of damage on the enemy side as well. For KC, this 3v3 is looking to be neglected as they try to retreat. Mickey needs another dredge line, but he's not going to find it, and everyone walks away.
Start this one off.
Mickey has heal available, worth mentioning because the health bar is already simmering down a bit low. Zap to slow down Khalid. There's the flag, flashed as well. KC about to find their first blood, and onto the jungler it goes. Yike on the board.
The chain CC that came. We'll see if they're able to pull it off. SK needs to try and get active on the map as Lucio's found Mickey once more. And
Mickey's been found in the Cataclysm. Yahoo is just going to sit there and free fire, and Mickey on Nautilus is about to start the game 0-2. Classic.
Meanwhile, in the middle lane, the stun from the W going to connect.
Does indeed. Emperor's Divide as well from Yahoo. Set-Drive Resonance giving a bit of passive. There's the chrono break, but the leader, he's still not out of here. He has to flash over the wall, but Yahoo is going to match it. His second kill of the game, and KC are rolling in it.
Well, this counter pick is not working out the way the leader wanted it to. Busio helping out his mid lane.
Across the board, but as a tank, who cares about that? So Grub's going to be taken here by SK. Small win. I don't think Vedi, when they're playing 1-3-1, that's going to be a little bit more impactful. Solo play comes through. Dredge line not interrupted. Mickey, this game, he is a bit of a naughty man. 0-3.
I mean,
5 years since the last Echo mid. Shows you that Leader's given us a little bit more spice than we maybe deserve. Here comes the Skyfall. Skeeves has joined in the show. He gets the stun up. Flash. Callista's in so much trouble. Parallel Convergence doesn't need the stun as Yoppa gets the kill from afar. Busio gets wrangled back in. Yoppa gets over the wall. He's matched by Yike, but as he runs for his life, Busio's still not out of dodge. Who's ulti turns into a Chrono Break from Leader. The turret gives him safety, but Yoppa's running for his life. Flag will kill him in the end. KC do get something back, but SK finally pull their trigger.
ends up being a
Maybe now's the time in the next 5 minutes. Feel like we're chilling for a bit, as you said. Slowly heating up. Dragon's being taken. Second one from KC. Mickey has decided to engage. Leader needs help from Schemes here, and he will find an angle onto Callisto, who flashes away, but the problem is SK, the pieces of the puzzle were just in wrong. No one there yet, and KC take the... No.
Herald being started.
Brutal. It's gone. Question mark. Yike looking for an angle. 2.5k, and he gets hit by the chompers. Fight comes down. Nice from SK for timing, but KC are turning into a fight yet again. Leader takes it as an engage. Parallel Convergence into Chrono Break, and the re-engage from Schemes. Beautiful. It is a kill over to SK, but now they're separated. Trying to find out Busio's a reset for Yoppa, but KC are picking apart the pieces now for another flash flag and drag, and onto Leader. Yike doesn't have support just yet, but Leader doesn't have the damage to follow up either. KC are holding on by a thread as Wonder finally comes on in, but his whole team is already dead, and Yahoo finding the chase, looking to get this guy off of his moped yet again. Wonder, you can't park there, mate, as SK are all gonna but drop. I think I told you last cast was 110% gold efficient, so as we look towards mid, hang on a minute. Let's stop talking about items and start talking about engages. Mickey flashes away in an instant, but Busio with the Solar Flare matchup as well, and a decimating smash is going to put Mickey in the grave for the 6th time in this game. KC in a 5 versus 4, hold on to mid, get rid of the Herald.
Yeah, they've got a couple wards littered here and there. They've got one very deep ward, which is back here. That looks like a TP into top lane.
Setting up a TP, if Blaine Karnas in trouble. Wonder's going to pop the ulti himself though as well. Give movement speed to Schemes. The rest of SK here, 5 members, all grouped up. And KC, it's not like they're getting anything on the map right now outside of the mid turret, so a small
Which is Schemes' ulti and Wonder's ulti, and Wonder now could very well die.
Okay, so maybe in the long run.
But they need to go straight to Dragon. SK needs to use this as an opportunity to get Dragon off the Rift right now.
Wonder is dead. It's just about how much time he can buy. It would be nice. Remount coming. No, Cataclysm down.
Wait. But what now KC can do is just go Baron. TP when the Scion is back alive. Yeah, look, they're doing it now. They'll just drop the TP straight onto Baron. They know they have the numbers advantage. 25 seconds until Wonder. SK is guaranteed to be on the bot side of the map, so they've got to make a beeline towards that objective.
And 20 seconds as Wonder has that TP. Super Mega Death Rocket comes in for KC. I thought they were starting it too late here, Betty, but it looks like SK just have to be on blockers. Flash from Busio for the turn with the Zenith Blade follow-up. Now we wait. Yoppa narrowly avoids it while Mickey drops down yet again. Leader gets out with his Chrono Break, but he's now abandoned the team. Yoppa does get one, though, so an advantage for SK if they keep on going. Here's to get out with his flash as well, and KC are on the run. A Zap narrowly missing his leader. Parallel Convergence over the wall. A phase dive, but Callista out of range. Zap again out of range.
Punish that. They're straight back on the Baron.
You can do it again. There's a Kled from afar that needs to press that alt button now for Wonder, get max range and run into the pit. Halfway down is the Baron as KC continue their onslaught. Mickey ready to go in first. Busio looking for the turn once again. Remember, Yoppa is the target. Soulflare comes down, but Busio doesn't have his team. A reset imminent, and there it is. Yoppa unleashes Kano at the front line, tanking up, but Yahoo can't even step on in. Health bars are low, but SK are doing better than they should. Zap narrowly again misses. Yahoo trying to take him to his own hands, but he run into Wonder. About to remount, but denied again. A Cataclysm out from Yike while SK are on the run. Those health bars blinking as the traps zone off KC. They're thinking about Baron again as SK.
He cannot find any of the flanks the leader is looking for. He also doesn't have the damage really to pose any threat onto Callisto. Yahoo, he's zoned away. And
Baron starts once more. Kana ready to set up. And this is just what we've seen the past couple of times, but this time they're committing. The ulti's going to come through. Scheme's looking for the steal, but he's a little bit too late. He runs into the pit. Leader's going to help him out in a second. Gets the stun up as well. Parallel Convergence doesn't find a stun, and Yike just doesn't drop down. Kana gets the two-man decimating smash. And this time, Yoppa's in trouble as he flushes over, though. He still ain't dead until Kalist will find his number. Finally, KC gets to pull the trigger, and the lights go off.
this is what we were expecting to happen in the fight. It's going to be very difficult to play against these two tanks when you don't have the kind of support dedicated to keeping you alive and making sure that you can be that superstar. He did his best throughout the entirety of this game, but finally Kana and Busio shut that down. And with the Elder, aside from the one around the bot river where he just kind of altered Skeen, so it was a bit surprising, but aside from that, he's been very, very clean. Busio by his side, helping where he can. Meanwhile, the Siege has broken the tower in bot lane. They now have double cannon minions in the middle lane. Ulti from Kana.
He's trying to finish the job. He's in the base. No one can really stop him. Yeah, who's ulti out again. Skeens is isolated, and meanwhile, Wonder has once again fallen off. Mickey's up next with the Elder buff. It's as easy as that. KC finally sealed the deal. First team moving to 3-1. Hot damn. It's KC. And clean it up in the end. I'll have to correct myself. There's a couple other teams, but hell, they'll join them nevertheless.
Okay, it was a bit of a slow burn.
It was.
But hey, KC get the dub that they were looking for. They shut down the counter pick from leader. That Echo really had very little impact in the game. And while Yoppa did his best, I mean, Yike just straight up outperformed Skeens throughout the game. Good team fighting from KC. And again, I think there are still some question marks around this team. I think that the level and whether Razork can use this to his advantage. So far, we haven't seen Jarvan's going for super aggressive invades. But perhaps today,
yeah, sure.
Losper, you gonna land a hook?
Okay, there it is. Vedi called it, and now Razork's going to live it. Dark Passages there, the flayback, Alvaro flashes, flag. His match, Razork with the fancy moves. Cal down first blood. Fnatic looking for a little bit more, but already use their engage. They'll just take the kill and give it over to the jungle.
Very nice play. Jojo.
All in, flash, and big moves from mid as well from Bloody, but he's just auto-attacking down. Jojo is going to get on out.
Tier 2 boots probably helped them out a decent amount as well, but ends up being a trade of flashes. Now, Elyoya.
And with those trade of flashes, there's kill threat here. Good stun timing. Elyoya's going to help get the kill to Meowin. A fantastic punish for MKOI.
Okay, so Elyoya. Know this as an Akali-favored matchup. The laning phase can be quite difficult, but not for Jojo.
Steps in, Bloody pushes him back yet again.
He's got kill.
Out once again, and you're right, the kill threat is there. But it's going to be used to get on out. Cataclysm follows up from Razork though, and Jojo goes down. Maybe it would have been better if he sacrificed his life as Death Sentence connects in bot lane. There's the ulti as well, and a flash in. Fnatic full commit onto Alvaro with the exhaust and the crescendo up and available. Upset with his first kill of the game.
Okay, Fnatic. They're willing to go toe-to-toe against Koi. A nice gank from Razork. Still has red-white. Very powerful gun combination.
Razork has no ulti, by the way, as Elyoya hovers in that little alcove ready to pounce out. Vladdy's coming in from an angle. No ult for him as well. At 1200, Fnatic are backing off. They think, no, we don't have anything.
Gambles goes underneath the tower and hopes that he can get a kill. He decided to escape because he thought, there's a way for me to get out of this. Yep. But Razork wisely holding on to his ulti so that he could follow the Akali who tried to escape. Obviously then makes it look like that Jojo made the wrong decision. But the logic does track for Jojo. He really thought he could get out.
Here we go again in
and
top.
Meowin get out.
Cataclysm there, but Elyoya's back again. It's a reverse hot pot, and Elyoya engineers it into an engage onto Razork. The all-out use, but there's no wall. There's no wall for Emperor, so now he's in a 1 versus 2. He's squishy and burnt asunder. MKOI keep counter-ganking top so damn well. 2 minutes 15. First item will be built, and that's a bridge towards this next fight. And Bloody is the person I'm looking towards. With Nash is almost there. He's going to get engaged on Shuriken Flip, and everything connecting. Jojo doesn't even just Shuriken Flip back for MKOI as they get knocked up. It's Razork looking to run in. And Jojo gets out unscathed as well. The setup was brilliant. Once again, is Upset versus Super. Here we go. With Severum up and available, I think Super could be in trouble. He walks it out. Big one in pocket. And Losper coming nearby.
Looks like a pretty even trade between the two AD carries. Alvaro needs to get back to bot as quickly as he can, though. No, I was thinking, does Elyoya have ulti? Oh.
Cataclysm, Shuriken Flip. Razork just needs a Q into
Either of them will
fog.
do.
Wait. Oh my god, on the tip.
Not wasting any time.
Jojo coming for an angle. Maybe the afterthought here for MKOI. Dragon at 2k. Potential steal from Elyoya. Look at where Jojo is. He's tagged out first. Shuriken Flip though lands onto Upset. for Fnatic, a flank possible, but Jojo doesn't want to go in. At half HP, Fnatic are taking the front of the fight. Finally, that Akali sends it, and onto Razork, the ulti into the wall. Anyone will clean this up, you have to think, but now look at Upset. With Caliber, with Severum, he flashes over the wall, he gets out, but he's done his damage. He's done his job. Vladdy chased up by Elyoya, who cleans up the rest of the fight, and it looks good for Fnatic if you're watching one angle, but the rest of MKOI clean their mistakes. It's a 4-for-1. A little bit shy on, you know?
Seems like it. All right, well, this looks like Fnatic's first objective of the game.
True, but TP means if they're going to get out with it or not is going to be answered. Jojo.
Very little, I think.
Wondering. Fnatic are in a clump, though. Hook doesn't connect. No one to really capitalize on that, and Alvaro wasn't willing to get over the wall. Lack of vision as well.
Paul isn't going to do anything.
Not at all. It just sits there and gets walloped on.
Expected them to be more eager to contest that. Maybe they felt like they weren't strong enough.
One person clapped, really liked it. All in, and the flag and drag. Wow, what a combo. It's clean, but they need to finish the job. The flash out from Jojo at no HP, and he's out. He could go as Razork can't catch up. MKOI, their mid laner, somehow does it. Grabbing him out, though. The fight's not over yet for a flag and drag. Jojo is just simply over the wall.
And then immediately ults away to safety. Bit of a skirmish in the top lane.
Death sentence, flip. Not taken, though. Maybe in a little bit of trouble, actually. Two members of Fnatic running for their life all of a sudden. Flush from Losput. Wants to get out of there. The flip is good, but it's onto Alvaro. Death sentence to follow up. All out as well, but Alvaro just flushes. The Unbreakable Will saves his life. A bit burned, and Fnatic are...
Hang on a minute. But there's a Meowin behind him.
There is indeed. So Vladdy's in the middle of the wave. And the old KC mid lane is in a hell of a lot of trouble. He just used the shifting sands. Empress Divide still available. Only gets one, and in goes Jojo. Meowin picks up the kill. Well, meanwhile, Alvaro went walkabout. That's free-range cow right there, and he's brought a friend. Super rolls on in, he's exhausted, he thought I could do it. Barrier, flash out over the way. MKOI are getting real busy, and they're going to bring Elyoya in on the package deal as well. Razork re-engages, Meowin survives for so long. Upset has all the crescendo, but he gets one tap. This game has gone completely yuckety sacks. Into the pen we go and shut the gate. Razork's flashed out. He's running for his life, hitting the flag and drag, and he finds it, but Super's also chasing. While meanwhile, Emperor says, I ain't going to be a part of this, and just hits the sideway.
So that's going to put KOI on soul points, which is a scary place for Fnatic to be, but eventually they want to fight, so I guess it's not the end of the world. Vamp Scepter being completed for Upset means he has a little bit more sustainability, but Super, in terms of itemization, is right there next to him. What will KOI's next play be? It looks like they're looking for a fight.
The crowd knows. Onto Jojo. Graviton's there. He finds his way in, gets his kill. And now that he's out with the triple engage from Alvaro, who found his ult again with the equalizer down, MKOI are stonking the fight. All out here from Empress helps out a little bit, but Fnatic have already lost their core members. 3 in the ground, 1 more down. Empress now will find equal ground. 5 dead, and MKOI get the dream jungle fight.
A beautifully executed team fight from KOI. They kill all 5.
Yeah, I mean, it was already fast enough, but in the turret down, 7k for MKOI.
Here comes Vladdy. Is this a play?
He'll slowly get there if he was isolated, but you're right, Vladdy's going to ulti out, but Vladdy could be in trouble. Jojo, will he go back in? Yes, he will, but Flash. Vladdy on the hands. Props to that mid laner.
All right, well.
Very much observers. A bit dark. They don't know where Jojo is on this flank. KOI is starting off the dragon. This would just be Soul. Fnatic have to walk in for the fight. Jojo about to walk towards them. Unbreakable Will there. Jojo's angle. I'm still looking towards it. Soul is down. And Fnatic just get hot-potted yet again. There's Jojo in. On to 3. Flash is already burned from Lospa. And Upset dead in an instant. The public perfect execution from the mid laner of KOI has done enough, while the rest of KOI clean through the front. Vladdy on his escape path, but Elyoya's movement speed will help out. A double over to the Spanish jungler, and the best Spanish jungler in this game.
Wow, a 5-for-0 ace. A flawless team fight for KOI in order to close out this game. An impressive performance from them as they look to join the other teams at the top of the standings with a 3-1 scoreline.
A 3-1 start to week 2 is big deal here in our round robin of LEC versus. MKOI will take down Fnatic, and right now we're thinking this could be the best team in the LEC at the very start of this week. The Spanish fans have a lot to be proud of here, as with an interesting game, MKOI cement themselves even further up.
They're fishing for a couple more kills. They get another one on to upset. But very nice game from them. 8-0-11 scoreline for Elioya.
Oh,
that man, early game, spent a lot of time helping out Mirwin. He was really good on the counter ganks. He was very good at kind of mitigating the impact that Razork was really starting to snowball in the early game. And then, yeah, in the team fights, he worked beautifully with his team. Koi looking strong. That shifters